Monticelli alongside Anne-Sophie Bette. So Minnesota gets first possession inside Place Bell. A great crowd here to close out this first week of 2026 in the PWHL. For the Frost, this is game 10, marking the definitely not midway point. one third of the season already. That's how quickly this moves. 30 games for each team.
And I mentioned quick starts, quick changes for Minnesota. They have maybe heavy legs, so it's going to be very interesting to see how quickly their shifts are going to be in that first period.
Of course, Coach Chevry says you can never take a team lightly. It's incredible what adversity, what determination does, what, you know, sometimes being put in hard positions, it can bring out the best. As an introduction to our viewers, Anne-Sophie Bette, you might remember her from the inaugural season of the PWHL, playing for PWHL Montreal. Shot from distance, try to set up the Frost. We'll talk a little bit more about her incredible playing days, and we welcome her in for her color commentary debut. I'm thrilled to have you here.
I'm very excited to be here. It's nice to see the game from a different perspective. Obviously missed the game, but you know, some injury happens, and it's just a nice way to give back and to still be involved in hockey.
Well, and for those who might not remember, Anne-Sophie Bette scored the first ever PWHL overtime game-winning goal in Ottawa January 2nd. Petrie comes in, looking to go across for Shisheva. D'Arcangelo uses the wall.
You know, almost 2 minutes in the game, we have not had one shot on net yet. The team is really studying each other really well, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets that first shot on net.
Trying to jump on it is Becker, but out front, Bookbinder. Great forecheck from D'Arcangelo to keep the puck deep. As up comes Downey Landry, making her home debut for Montreal. It was very exciting to see her back in the lineup, and there's a shot. Oh, it's just wide from D'Arcangelo as she goes off. Dubois trying to bury it off the doorstep.
Oh, that's a solid hit. Here it comes, that physicality that we're talking about.
It's what both coaches also expected coming into this one. At least Corey Chevry certainly did.
It was kind of the style of Corey's game when she did play back then in the PWHL. All right, so when we look at this, we talk about that physicality, how intense. We want to put forecheck, we want to hit, and making sure we slow the game down. And Ken Klee was saying, you know, we want to be physical, that's what we expect, and here's what we have.
Ken Klee has been at the helm of the Frost since the inaugural season. In fact, came in about a week before the season started. Big hits will just keep coming. Flaherty facing her former team for the first time. Maggie Flaherty wearing 91 with Montreal this season, was 19 for the Frost, a two-time Walter Cup champion. She gets to work. Had 8 career points with the Frost, and half of those were earned against Montreal. Stacy from distance, Rooney turns that aside.
Stacy takes a shot. Last game, she had 8 shots on net. Today, already with her first shot.
Well, overall, Montreal, 45 shots in New York. That is a team high and a season high amongst all PWHL teams. Derek Gregg to the outside. Now Scamora trying to float it in. Had Maureen Murphy in the slot. Murphy's presence has certainly been noticeable. These are players that Anne-Sophie Bette played with in the PWHL.
I did. This is kind of fun to be able to analyze that game and, you know, seeing what they can bring and how fast the game has evolved.
Absolutely. Share their secrets too. Feel free.
You know, I'm not there yet. This is just my first game, Daniela. Give me a chance.
You gotta ease into it.
I can't give all the secrets right from the get-go.
Our first look at Tamara Giaquinto. Coming in, of course, has been with the team, practicing with them from day one on the reserve list and activated today.
and she'll be having some quick minutes because we're only playing 70s with the Montreal team. So it's going to be interesting to see how well she's going to do in that game.
Gosling trying to set something up with the screen. Gosling picking up her first pro point. Last game in New York. To pull it off the wall is D'Arcangelo. In comes Katie Knowles. She tries to cut in front. Willoughby will send it deep as they go for the change.
And good decision by her to dump that puck in and stay on the ice to put some pressure. And now she's going to go back for a change.
Bookbinder able to use the wall. Dubois, though, trying to shake off Taylor Heisey as she lays a hit.
Again, we're going to see that all game long, I feel like, Daniela.
How much did you enjoy all the hits? I mean, probably not necessarily taking them.
I've never really been like that type of players where...
Sunwinkle to Petrie as they come in.
Oh, again, that hit. I've never been that type of player where I was very, very physical, but...
Oh, big collision.
You know, so I'm happy to see it from here instead of feeling or receiving that hit.
But it certainly adds a whole new element to the game early on in the inaugural season. But here it's absolutely just the identity and the nature of the PWHL. Some games do have fewer hits, at least on the records, but you look at what Montreal was able to do in New York, each team. 20 plus. Out comes Abby Rock. Rock, who was able to score at Bell Center last weekend in a unique home game where the Victoire wore their away jerseys. Poulin gets ahead of Morin. Stacy feeling the pressure of Steckline. Kept well below the goal line.
Keep moving!
Strong defense and great play there by Kelly Panic.
She's been really good since the beginning of the season. Kelly Panic scoring some goals, being able to have some assists. She's one of the top leading scorers of her team.
And happily named to the U.S. Olympic roster. We'll talk more about that in the first intermission. Of course, Minnesota having the bulk of those Team USA players coming from the PWHL. Seattle is second. Now in a foot race, Flaherty and Budarak. Taven able to send it up along the far wall. Scamora chips it ahead. Gregg with the feed back. Budarak will turn, look for some daylight as Bookbinder, and up it goes into the crowd. Oh my, it was deflected. And the hits keep coming early here at Place Bell. Still scoreless. Now part as well of a number of former players jumping in the broadcast booth. Madison Packer making her debut in New York before the new year. And Gigi Marvin has been part of the team too. Minnesota, meanwhile, coming in. Oh, looking to set up shop. Love to crowd. Net front curl. Turns and shoots. Curl still leading the league in points, getting another yesterday to bring her tally up to 11.
And you know, she's being booed here in Montreal. It's not the first time that the fans do that, but you know, Britta Curl has been having some success, but we've also known the physicality between her and Marie-Philippe Poulin. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this game turn out.
Yeah, exactly. Curl coming on. She has a 5-game point streak, and a number of Frost players do. They're just red hot right now. 4 goals, 7 assists for Curl.
And it's +10 differential. That's incredible.
That too, right? Just to show the success on all fronts. Meanwhile, Coyne Schofield back to the point. Cooper across. Batherson also on a point streak for the second-year defender. Coyne Schofield kept to the outside. Murphy and Scamora getting to work over there. Flipped up ahead for Dara Gregg. Oh, one thing I also wanted to mention, Anne-Sophie, is that I had the privilege of calling that goal in Ottawa, so it feels a little extra special to get to share this
like
moment with you too.
It's like a full circle moment.
Absolutely.
Well, that's fun.
It really is such an honor to get to be part of the history and the growth of this league. But now back behind the net of Rooney as she watches on. And as mentioned, she was supposed to be backing up today. Nicole Hensley feeling under the weather. And so in comes Rooney again.
There's been more hits than shots at this first half of this period. It's been quite interesting.
Absolutely a great way to quantify what we're seeing as Budarak comes in.
That was a nice try.
And honestly, Minnesota's depth has been its story. Budarak, one of those players. Kendall Cooper still looking for her first PWHL goal. Has 6 assists already, though.
By putting pucks on net, that will be able to score goals.
Tim Larova doesn't quite get the power on that
What
shot.
a nice move by Poulin there.
Although she blows a tire now, Stacy still managed to set up the rush. It's just wide. Rock from the far side can't hold it, and neither can Boulier. Debian never afraid to come out and play the puck.
She really acts like she's a third defender.
She's like, let me handle this. I got it.
Stretch, you go, I'll make a pass.
Definitely have to chat with you as well just about having a netminder like Debian, but DiGirolamo and Boulier trying to work it out of the Montreal zone. It's a fast-moving first period.
A lot of the plays happens on the side. Not much play on the inside. I feel that the teams are really allowing the play to evolve along the boards.
Absolutely, and these two teams are so good at taking away the middle. Now Downey Landry fires, it's just wide.
That was a nice try. Jade is someone who likes to shoot the puck, and again, we see the talent that she has. She's been able to bring some pucks to the net, and she's going to be a good asset to the Montreal team.
Well, and when she was with New York, she had a jailbreak and a game-winning goal scored in this very building.
Seems like a magical place for her.
Yeah, just keep it going. She, of course, was a big part of New York's offense as in comes Murphy. She's kept to the outside. Flaherty from the circle. What a shot from the defender. Back around Scamora. The lone Team USA Olympic selection from the Montreal Victoire.
Minnesota's been really good in their slot to be able to put the pucks away from the slot and trying to ease the play for Nicole Hensley.
Oh, and that was a nice pass, although just a little too hot. Noel tries to take control, but it's offside. We are in the Montreal zone, and Kendall's point Schofield had the puck. A great cross-eye speed finds Stacy, who tries to work it up the right side. Back to Coyne Schofield, and Hustler sends it down. Hustler with a big hit on Tabin, and hits that will absolutely draw a penalty. So Montreal will head to the power play now.
Well, we have to be careful when we're being physical. I understand that we want to hit, but we have to be aware that whenever we see a number that we do not hit, that is very player safety first. So again, now we're going to have a Montreal power play, which has been really strengthened since the beginning of the season. It's going to be interesting to see now what Montreal has in store.
And that is Abby Hustler's first career penalty, as she's laid 15 hits coming into this game, and this is our first power play, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, Paper Towel, power through tough messes, and so much more. Flaherty.
We have the second unit here because Poulin's line was on, and they were the one getting the penalty calls.
Tabin sends it down now. Dark Angelo. A good clear from Minnesota. Minnesota struggling when it comes to the penalty kill, especially away. They've allowed 4 power play goals. They're 10 for 14 on the road, 71%. Meanwhile, Montreal's power play, 3 for 21, just 14%. In they come, Poulin to Stacy. Linkova setting up net front. Back up to the point, Gosling now Rock.
Gosling filling in for Aaron Ambrose on that power play.
Poulin, Stacy one-timer.
That's a great puck movement. That's how they're going to be able to score. Move the puck, take the shot, keep it simple.
Rock, back down for Stacy. They're trading positions as in comes Gosling looking to shrink the zone. 45 seconds remaining on this Montreal power play. Across to Rock. Rock shoots. Rooney with the save.
Rooney followed that play very well. We can see, she saw it everywhere. What we want is to have a clear view for the goalie. And when we see Laura Stacy, she loves to shoot the puck. It was a great shot from high slot. Unfortunately, the puck misses the net, but they're going to be able to execute if they want to score.
Rock and Poulin swap at the dot, both of them in the 60% when it comes to face-off wins. Still just over 30 seconds remaining. Linkova. Steckline handles that and Curl for the clear. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Montreal has another chance here to get going on the power play. Going to open scoring against Minnesota, their first meeting of the season. In a series that is quite even when you look at goals for and against, both tied at 24. One shot on that power play for Montreal. Now comes Minnesota, Steckline and Shisheva. A good defensive zone draw, getting it up ahead for Abby Hustler. Speedy Boulier brings it in, one end to the other. Boulier looking to fire that one. Good stop short, a good stick from Minnesota.
Can't be too fancy. There's not that many shots. The girls have to put the puck in the net, on the net.
Shots 5-2 right now for the home side. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first period.
All the breakouts haven't been really cleared. It's more like a ping pong battle.
Downey Landy drops it off for LaBelle. And Bookbinder with a great read on that. Blocks it with ease. Puts it up ahead for Curl. She's headed to the net. Britta Curl. She can't get.
Taven got lucky here. She could have got a penalty here.
Dangerous leaving the leading scorer. Cooper.
That was a tricky shot. Desbiens did not see that coming. She was kind of surprised when she saw the puck appear in the corner.
And a lot of these Minnesota players, of course, as mentioned, heading to the Olympics, and a good save there by Desbiens. So they're familiar as well with Desbiens on the international stage. Of course, Canada has not released its official roster yet. But we have another penalty on the way.
Yes, Darkangelo got a hooking call. It's going to be very interesting to see what Montreal penalty kill will look like.
When we return, we'll have another look. Zumwinkle with 2 power play goals already this season.
We're looking at, I don't know if it was a strategy, but when there's a penalty called, the players on the ice have to stay. It was Danny Landry and Kat Dubois, and now we could be able to put the power play people on the ice.
Yeah, that's the no escape rule in the PWHL, that the penalized team has to keep those 4 players on the ice. There's another whistle. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel.
Yeah, those 3 players. It was a 3-on-3 down low. Poulin was really close. What we want to see is to be able to bring more white jersey to be able to gather the puck back.
Petrie fending off Laura Stacy now. Heisey.
It's a great transition to bring the puck back in the zone.
Steckline through traffic. Petrie at the doorstep, and Goyne Schofield batting at it, looking for goal number 8 of the season.
She's there. Whenever the puck's around the corner, Kendall is nearby.
Gritty player trying to make something happen here on the power play to open scoring at Place Bell. Zumwinkle to jump ahead. We've got a defensive zone draw for the team on the player advantage.
That's never a good sign when there's a face-off in the defensive zone when you're on the power play.
Not at all. You want to send it down the ice and panic. Nearly misplaying that as Derek Gregg stays up. Now pulls back as Montreal buzzes around the neutral zone. Cooper to Batherson as Minnesota gets in the zone. Panic back across this time. Wind up shot from Petrie. What a block. We have another broken stick. I say another, I saw many yesterday in Hamilton. Cooper fires down the slot. Kick saved by Desbiens.
If Desbiens can see the puck, she will stop that puck.
What a nice touch there by Gregg. Escamora is without a stick. She swaps out Rock as their curl. Shoots. Sent back behind the net. Shots now tied at 5 apiece. Still a very low shot volume through the first period as we're in the final 2 minutes of the opening frame. Final seconds on the power play, and Cooper nearly nets it.
I really like the way Minnesota.
Watch out! Darkangelo from the penalty box takes it. The crowd behind her. Darkangelo puts the shot on Rooney anyway.
So many things have happened in that last minute. That's incredible.
This is the intensity. It turned from hits to playmaking quickly as Himlarova. She gets pressed up against the boards.
I like the way Minnesota brought a lot of pucks to the net in that power play.
In comes Mlinkova. The shot goes wide and then snaps it on Rooney anyhow.
And that's a great way to bounce back. Coming off a PK, coming off the bench, Darkangelo has been very solid. Montreal didn't know, but Darkangelo comes out, and we can hear the crowd going and cheering on Darkangelo, slowing, working hard, and bringing the puck to the net. Look at her protecting that puck, taking a backhand shot, and Rooney was ready.
Darkangelo has yet to have a goal against Minnesota in the regular season. She did earn her first career point and first 3-point game against this team, all assists.
I said Rooney was ready, but it was Ansley. Darkangelo hasn't had the season that she's wanted to have compared to last year. I think she'll want to be able to have, a better start here in 2026.
Absolutely. Already 8 games played and not a ton of room if you want to get going and provide the depth that Montreal needs. I have to think her acquisition and that of Jade Downey Landry from New York was certainly meant to bolster. Along with Rock, and that cross-ice pass doesn't connect. Poulin's blocked by Curl. Morin, hands it off to Poulin. Now Morin back again. Finds Curl this time. Zumwinkle need to get ahead of the defender. And Desbiens with the save it. Pops away from the net. Thought for a moment it may have gotten behind her.
Zumwinkle too had a slow season this year. She's now on the 3rd line with Petrie and Krzyzova. Looking forward to have some good offense from her. Only 3 points since the beginning of the season.
3 goals though, and it's been big. And 10 seconds remaining here in the first period. We get a very late goal here. It's Minnesota from the point. Bookbinder, oh my!
That'll do. Dangerous.
That'll do for the first 20 minutes. Rock, or rather Montreal with the first touch. Rock is up ahead. Poulin there as well. Montreal forwards do lead the league in time on ice. Talked to Chevry about that. She said they're the 3 best players. Of course, they're playing the most minutes and they're scoring for us. So it's working.
I see they're going to be able to score tonight. Or this afternoon, rather.
Buzzing around. It does feel a little bit like nighttime, though, in Place Belle, because it's always a party. It feels like you're in a club. It's a great time. If you haven't been here for a game, strongly advise you get here. You played in this building.
Yep.
You last scored, though, in Verdun, and I love that building, too. Rock turns, tries to turn and fire, a chance in front.
And again, that first line is buzzing. And we have to be careful in that second period. This is a long change. You can't get caught. Again, Montreal is getting tired. Some bad change. Hopefully it's not going to be too chaotic in their defensive zone right now.
Panic. Cooper from the point. And Schofield collects, brings it out, looking for that space in the middle that was tough to find in the first period. Batherson shoots and scores!
Hey, what did I tell you, Daniela? When you don't see, when there's traffic in front of the net, the puck has a higher chance of going in. Exactly what happened on that goal. And Renee did not see the puck. She thought that first, and I was thinking, you know, we can't stop. We have to stop to put the puck away from the body, from outside of the net. And here, we don't miss. We bring the puck on net. Kendall Coyne is a great passer, and we don't miss. There was a goalie, there was a forward, that's two players in front of the net, and Renee could have not done anything else.
And how about the season Mae Batherson is having her second goal of the campaign, now up to 7 points, extending her 5-game point streak now to 6. My oh my, she's already doubled her rookie points. From last year, she had just 3 assists in 25 games played, and she's doing all of this now in 10 games.
And how great it is to create some offense from the defenseman.
Oh, absolutely. The defenders come in clutch for Minnesota. They were certainly the recipe for their success in the playoffs last year, in particular Lee Steckline.
And big loss from Claire Thompson and Sophie Jakes. These are great players that were able to bring some offense, and now we see a girl like Mae Batherson stepping up.
That was absolutely the talk before the season got going, is how will Minnesota handle losing a good chunk of its decor? Well, they just keep going.
It's not for nothing that they are back-to-back champions at the Walter Cup.
Bizal, who's back in the lineup for her 3rd game of the season.
And Bizal played with Montreal the first year.
She did, so she's familiar with the Victoire in that sense. Oh, and what a big hit from Gosling. No call on it. As Minnesota now takes it into the far corner. Steckline sends it back in the zone now.
Giaquito got lucky there.
There's going to be growing pains in your PWHL debut. Heisey winds up. On the far side, Stacy. Gaining speed, but a good stick from Heisey. She's also gotten going here in the last few games she's played. Morin to Steckline, back again to the inaugural 1st overall pick. Curl through traffic. This is what Minnesota does as well. They will score and then continue to pour on. They've scored in bunches many times this season.
And when we look at the top scorer from Minnesota, you would think Taylor Heisey would be up there, and she's not, but the team keeps winning. So again, how to mention the depth that they have.
Well, Heisey's always been very unselfish as well. She's just about winning. She'll do whatever it takes. She has the puck right now, and she'll feed it to whoever's going to... What a hit! As Poulin goes down hard, and Cooper has the puck back behind Rooney. That shook up the Montreal captain.
I told you between the intermission, how are you going to hurt the other team? Is by putting the puck in the net. And that's exactly what happened here with Minnesota. Are we going to see some frustration, or is Montreal going to be able to bounce back?
Blinkova with a shot in the glove of Rooney. And another big note for Minnesota. Their captain, Kendall Coyne Schofield, picks up the primary assist on Batherson's goal. She's now up to 50 career points, becoming the 2nd American after her fellow Team USA forward Alex Carpenter did it with Seattle yesterday. It's great to see the league's leaders hitting those milestones.
It's impressive being able to put up so much points. And Kendall, you know, even after having a baby, that's kind of impressive to be able to have the season that she's having right now.
She's so excited to be an Olympian with a baby this time around. It just adds another layer to her career and to all that she's been able to do to now share that as a mother. She's spoken about Steckline, meanwhile, to panic as she fires it. Yeah, watch out.
Kelly Panic has been amazing, and even on that zone entry, there was nothing. She held the puck. She was able to wait for some teammates. The puck went behind, and she got open. Was able to take a good one-timer.
Talked about her coming into her 3rd season of the PWHL. She came in lighter, happier, says head coach Ken Klee, and it's been like that from the start. And that's, he says, probably a big reason why she's just been able to produce. She's always been a great player, but the numbers she is putting up this season, 4 goals, 6 assists. Debian comes out to play it 5 minutes into the 2nd period. It was Batherson who found the back of the net just over a minute into the middle frame. Another big part of the Frost success is their ability to respond quickly. But here comes Dubois with the feed to Downey Landry.
And you could see she wanted that puck there, tapping your stick. And it's hard to hear when you're playing on that ice. There's so many people here in the crowd. It's hard. And Giaquinto here hesitating.
Yeah, she fired it and then wondered, okay, who's going to jump on the puck? And that's just part of it, right? You were a veteran player coming into this league, and now Dubois fires.
And there's a hit on that blue line. Jay Downey goes down.
Defensive plays leads to offense, or back again. It's been an exciting battle here on this Sunday in Montreal.
Already 6 minutes into that period, and I feel that time flew by. So involved in this game. It's so intense.
Not many stoppages so far. Willoughby back around to Flaherty, now Tabin. As the Victoire look to get going. Willoughby setting up, and Milinkovic fires it.
That's a nice shot. I like to see that regroup. Montreal, that's what I wanted to see, a bit more passes to passes, tape to tape. And that's exactly what happened. 3 passes in a row. Blinkova, keep it simple, putting pucks on net.
Boulier back across, DiGirolamo. Gets it deep for the Victoire. In Minnesota territory, DiGirolamo through traffic trying to find a teammate. Out comes Sydney Morin.
Nice block shot by Butrek there. She puts her stick in and allowed Minnesota to get the change.
Boulier. Working off the near wall, up to Stacy. Poulin has it, back to Stacy. Stacy shoots! What a save by Rooney. The Montreal Victoire looking to tie it up as Minnesota strikes first.
Abby Rock took that face-off on that side. How gifted they are that Poulin is on the left-handed shot and Rock is a right-handed shot. They're so good at winning face-off. And it allows them to keep that puck. Unfortunately, Tabin wasn't able to keep that in.
Both these teams very strong at the dot, and that could have been something instead. It'll be a tripping call. We'll have another power play.
Now again, we talked about how Montreal's power play has been struggling. Hopefully they keep things simple to be able to maybe even the score.
They're 0 for 1 in this game. They find the equalizer on the player advantage. Poulin. Across to Ross. Gosling finds the captain back to the high slot. In the circle. Rock with patience fires.
It's a great puck movement for Montreal. And we can see that Blinkova was playing hard in front of the net, trying to battle, getting position.
Gosling across for Rock. Another chance. Looking for the tip in there from Stacy. Blinkova also set up in front of Maddie Rooney. Poulin floats it down. Blinkova to Gosling. It's up and away, and what a save. That's as Rooney just bats it out of the air. Back to the power play, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Poulin circles to Gosling, who just had that great shot across. One-timer from Rock, and it's a good block from Morin.
Good block because Rooney did not follow the play. Look at that pass from Anne Renee. Oh, and who else? Britta Krill with Poulin. They're at it again.
Maggie Flaherty looking to get her team going. 40 seconds remaining. Second power play of the game for the Victoire. Haley Scamora brings it in. Brooke Becker follows. Flaherty. And a chance here as Murphy shoots that one. Tabin back to Flaherty this time.
And that's
still kept to the outside.
More of a spread. They have 2 defense on that unit.
Taven. Patient to Murphy. They're assessing options. Flaherty one-timer.
You know, they have not been able to score, but that was good momentum for the Montreal team. Putting pucks on net, putting traffic, being in front of Rooney.
Only to watch out as Heisey jumps in on the action. And it could have been a Darkangelo situation coming out of the penalty box. And Katie Taven sends it down. Boulier!
Oh, that was close.
With a sharp angle.
And that one would have felt good for Maureen Murphy, which is still looking to get a few points here in that season.
Meanwhile, Heisey working in with panic, creating a distraction in front of Desbiens. Both these goaltenders, you know that you have to have movement. They're some of the best in the league. Minnesota had just one more face-off win than Montreal in the first period as Bookbinder has to find some space in the slot. Out comes Downey Landry, has Dubois. Bizal able to cut her path short now, battling behind the net this time. Downey Landry, space taken away by Bookbinder. Boulier, bothered by Hustler. The rookie gets in and creates enough chaos. Get the puck loose, send it deep in the Montreal zone, although an icing call will return it. So the faceoff returns to the Minnesota zone. They win the defensive draw, but out comes Katie Taven at the half wall. Poulin at the point, over to Gosling. In jumps Taven. Montreal looking to tie this game up in the second period. Montreal able to hold on here. Poulin plays it off of Rooney.
It was a nice tip from Abby Rock.
As Laura Stacey comes in. Oh my. Bended off her skates by Bookbinder. Bit of a bouncy puck there. In the low slot, Rock rims it around. Gosling fires it right back. Now Rock will take a look. It goes up high, but it gets the bodies in front of Rooney. Stacey, hard to stay on her feet right now. Rock floats it in. Taven there. No goal. Boulier sends it ahead. Zumwinkle kept off it by Lena Youngbloom. She's back in the lineup for the Victoire, getting some minutes here. Youngbloom was a very big part of the team's success last season as they finished first in the standings.
Yeah, they had big expectation for Lundgren. She tried it on the first line. I feel last year they had a bit of struggle. That's a great hit.
Big hit from Taven.
Oh, we're gonna get a call here. We look at this play, she did not have the puck anymore, so I think Taven should have laid back a little bit. Unfortunately, Montreal
number 9.
That Minnesota Frost goes on the power play.
Montreal number 9. 2 minutes.
She looks in pain. Probably
tough hit.
No. You lose your breath. Taven goes to the bench, which is wearing an A.
Yes, so she took the A from Ambrose, but also now you're down a defender. So there's 3 forwards.
Oof, that was dangerous.
So Minnesota getting to work here. Batherson puts the puck back. She's already got a goal in this game. Minnesota 0 for 1 on the power play in this meeting so far. Curl at the outside. Up top to Cooper. They'll look to find some room. Panic back to the point. Looking for options here. Panic to Cooper as she comes in.
Montreal's really good at keeping that puck on.
What a shot from Hustler and a good clear.
Montreal was really good at keeping the puck on the outside. However, whenever that puck crosses that box, that's when there's opportunity. That's exactly what happened, and they were able to get a good scoring just on that one.
Minnesota short-handed. We'll check that on the power play. Apologies, on the power play coming in. Coyne Schofield, Steckline, and Heisey. For that space to the circle once more. They'll stick to the outside, keep cycling here as Steckline tries to use the traffic. It's a Frost power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, paper towel.
And good adjustment from that first power play to that second power play. We're playing with 2 defensemen on that first unit, that were showcased, and with high Z's, we can see that we only have 1 defense stack line, so the penalty king has to adjust depending on whoever's on the ice.
Less than 6 minutes remaining in the period, and about 15 seconds left on this Minnesota power play. We've got Willoughby holding it down in the offensive zone for Montreal. Out comes Shisheva. Plays it to Becker.
Oh, and that pendulum.
Just check that. Katie Taven out of the penalty box. Comes in. Oh my! It's kept out.
Did that hit the post or did Rooney stop that?
Either way, Montreal had a glorious opportunity.
So same thing gonna happen with Darkangelo in that first period. Wow! Minnesota will have to learn something from that. Usually the goaltender tapped their stick. Did she stop that? Oh, wow.
Katie Taven having a chance coming out of the penalty box. A good PK though for Montreal.
Again, that's the second time in a row that happened when that person coming out of the box. We have to be careful. Now Taven, that is so unfortunate. She had Rooney, just didn't lift that puck high enough. But what a great save from that goaltender.
Absolutely. I mean, Rooney has been outstanding so far. And remember, she played less than 24 hours ago in Ottawa. Nicole Hensley was supposed to have the start here. She's under the weather. Marlene Boissonneau, who actually spent some time with the Victoire, the 3rd-string goaltender for the Frost, is playing backup.
And Boissonneau is such a hard worker.
Stacey with the feed. Now Poulin just out of reach. Out comes Coyne Schofield with Hustler. And Poulin is on the longest point streak of her career right now, so she'll look to add to that. It's a good stick on it now. Jumping ahead of Morin, doing all she can. Gets the puck over to Stacey. Stacey floats it into the slot. The Frost get a touch. And we're headed back the other way.
A lot of things happen to that first face-off right now. It's really up and down in that last stretch. 5 minutes left.
Gia Quinto helping get the puck into the neutral zone. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Period that started with that goal from Mae Batherson just a minute in. Rock. Puts it in deep as in comes support from Darkangelo. Cross ice. DiGirolamo. Now Darkangelo.
Good block.
Has a no-look shot. Now Murphy. Minnesota's players doing a great job to keep them to the outside, and now they're net front. Linkova, there's the save from Rooney as she had eyes for the puck.
And again, she is a brick of wall today. Yesterday, 5 goals went in. Today, we look at a solid goaltender. Again, we want to try and bring that puck across on the Montreal side. But again, she just sees the puck and jumps on it and creates a face-off. That's a long change in the second period. Wow, what a great save from her.
She's had some incredible games against Montreal. I'm not going to say the word, but just imagine two very good games. A very good game for a goaltender, what that would be, the word for that.
Yeah.
She has had 2 against Montreal.
You better not, because she might come and haunt you after this game, if not.
You know, I take my responsibility as an announcer very seriously. But still just 1 goal, and this has been the story for Montreal. Their last 3 regulation losses, all decided by just 1 goal. They've been tight games. Curl to Heisey. Good stick from Flaherty. Pops it back into the neutral zone. Cooper's there, though. 7 assists in her rookie season in her first 10 games so far.
She's doing great. She's not afraid of the PWHL. We know there's a big gap, but she's been really doing good since the beginning of the season.
When Minnesota opened the season, they had the first game in the PWHL. Cooper was with Steckline in a D pairing, and the next game, Ken Klee said, no, she can handle her own pairing, absolutely.
And that was a Good hit on Petrie. She seems to stay.
LaBelle to Greg and a save from Rooney.
She's still down on the ice. Maybe it looks like the shoulder went on the boards.
Poulin. That is a set play off the faceoff we have seen many times. You watch out for that shot. Rooney was ready, but it was wide of the net. And so we're back in Montreal territory. Poulin off the wall, has Stacy in the middle. She's got to work around Steckline. And offside, the call is going to halt that progress. So looking for their first goal. Stacy to Rock. They don't connect. Gosling.
It was a nice try. I mean, we want to keep the girls. They want to keep things simple. Put pucks on net. But that was a nice try with Abby Rock and Laura Stacy.
Rock at the dot with panic, and it's the Frost who win it. This has been such a big part of why they've been such a good team this season.
It helps so much.
Keep the puck away, yeah. But out come the Frost. 2-on-2. Coyne Schofield sneaking ahead of DiGirolamo, talking about fast. Yes, Stacy, but also Coyne Schofield. Boulier trying to get it away from a very sticky Coyne Schofield.
And again, that comes out from Kelly Panik's face-off win. Lee Steckline brings the puck out, and they're in control. And see now they're spending a lot of time in the Montreal zones.
And there, a nice little float in as Coyne Schofield popped it back behind her. Panik was there, now out to the near side. Steckline.
That almost went in.
Sends it down, and Boulier gets it out to LaBelle. And LaBelle coming in, has numbers. Derek Gregg puts it behind her, so doesn't connect with Murphy.
That was the fancy play I was talking about, that extra pass. Keep it simple, bring pucks to the net.
And so now the other way, Shishova on the doorstep, but puck stripped off Zumwinkel's stick.
And good block from Flaherty on that one.
Just 10 seconds remaining here in the second period. Flaherty using the near wall, but it'll be a stalemate to end 40 minutes. Montreal to shore up some scoring chances here. Curl pops it into the Montreal zone. Stays on it along the far side. Heisey to retrieve. The crowd inside Place Bell breaking out in a chant to get their team on the board. Minnesota does have a great record when it comes to regulation wins against Montreal.
Oh, Poulin got lucky here. Kind of hit Curl a little bit from behind.
Could have been a tripping call.
Exactly.
And Poulin to Rock. They look to get going. Rock with the great move, and the puck finds Poulin, but out comes Hustler.
And that's some good news. It seems like Petrie's back on the ice. Oh no, that's not Petrie. My bad. I thought that was Petrie, but that's not.
But we will keep an eye on Petrie's return. Potentially, for those who missed it in the second period, received a hit from Tabin and went down. Was assisted off the ice. We have it confirmed that Petrie is out for the remainder of this game with a lower body injury. We'll certainly miss her out on the ice right now, despite being the team with the lead. And I had my two M teams backwards. Montreal has the major advantage when it comes to regulation wins over Minnesota. 6 in their 11 all-time meetings. Can they do it here? I mean, if anything, just getting points, any kind of point for Montreal lifts them out of the bottom of the standings. 5-3, Nicola has 3 goals, 1 assist on the season.
She's been a good asset in terms of goal scoring. There was some issues with Montreal depth scoring, and now we're adding Linkova, and she has good skills.
In comes Shishova. She fires up high, gets the glass. On the near side, Milarova's path cut off. Zumwinkel's feed finds Steckline. Poulin tries to send it across for Stacy. Morin grabs it in the neutral zone. And Milarova Puts it deep for Budarak. The one-timer doesn't fire that time.
Budarak's trying really hard to beat net
Rookie
front.
Peyton Anderson in the glove.
Minnesota has to put traffic in front of net if they want to score and get ahead on that 2-0.
Victoire with a great breakout. In comes some support. Downey Landry to DiGirolamo, and it's net front. Dubois was there. Downey Landry as well, but she was tangled up with Batherson, and a big collision as Rooney goes down. The far side. Frost looking to clear their zone. Not quite. DiGirolamo. Downey Landry facing pressure.
What a great breakout makes the whole difference. When we're able to get, when the team is able to get in control, it's such a huge game changer.
Talking about control, Coyne Schofield takes it across the ice. Gives her team some time to get down.
Good block from DiGirolamo here.
In a foot race, Willoughby, she's fast as well. And in control, manages the shot. Skamar! What a save from Rooney!
Wow! Rooney with the pad save. Skamara is going to have nightmares about that shot.
With Frost still hold on to that 1-goal lead, looking to add to it. Hustler can't zip around. Gosling.
Really love Panic, the way she's calm in the defensive zone.
Oh, and the rookie Giaquinto in her debut has to drive the net and keeps the puck in zone here for Montreal. Can this be the difference maker? Poulin out there. Check that, it's Dubois. On Downey Landry with the feet to LaBelle. LaBelle in the glove. Puck to the far side. Steckline going in for the clear. Zumwinkle in the neutral zone. Brings it across the line.
Great move.
Beautiful play. Himlarova keeps Tabin off the puck. Brock gets it back. Over to Stacy this time. She feeds it to Poulin. Stopping at the circle. It's chipped off. Oh my rock!
We're going to get a call on that.
Montreal, number 11. 2 minutes for roughing.
They pretended to go get the puck, but you know how Abby, she's known for her roughness.
Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Been unable to score on the player advantage yet in this game. Can they get going here, extend that lead? Heisey winds up for that one. DiGirolamo to work it off the boards. A great clear by Stacy. Rooney seems unfazed. In comes Coyne Schofield. Draws the Victoire her way. Heisey at the top of the circles. Zumwinkle back to Steckline. Another look here for Heisey to Zumwinkle. They'll trade. Some great puck movement here. Heisey to Steckline again. Even better stick by Derek Gregg. Forces the action back with the neutral zone.
That was great puck movement, but no shots on net. I mean, if you want to be able to score goals, you have to put the puck on net. And if you want to spend time passing the puck around, well, that's good for the defenders because you're just wasting time on that penalty.
Curl plays a hit. The puck in Montreal zone. Now Panic in the far corner. LaBelle lifts it up.
It's a good backhand clear. Now Minnesota's back in their zone. I like the way how they enter the zone with control.
Very much in control here. 25 seconds remaining.
No, I have to say that.
Shooting through this game. 11 for 11. They'll be 12 for 12 if they can keep Frost off the score sheet here. Woo. Oh, and that's hard into the boards from D'Arcangelo. She's back up. Clarity. We saw that connect with an empty netter, by the way, early on in this building. It was incredible. pretty much from where Anne-Renee Desbiens is right now. Flaherty sent it. Back to even strength. 0 shots on that power play. As Anne-Sophie Betté noted, plenty of movement, time in the O-zone, but nothing to account for. May Batherson's goal right now, the only marker on the board. Poulin over to Stacy, back to Poulin. Blocked by Morin.
Has done a really good job at blocking shots from Montreal, helping their goalie. Goalie's doing a great job.
Patience and
again another block.
Absolutely. The blocks keep coming. Bookbinder, the hit on Stacy. Rock in front. Poulin was there.
That line is buzzing right now.
Tabin. Here's Poulin. Now Rock. Will she get fancy and put one by? Denied that time. Still in the zone. Rock will try another chance. Poulin scores!
Wow. That line was buzzing. They were buzzing all over. Maybe a tired Minnesota group. But what a dive. Good effort from Poulin. It was incredible. We can see Abby Rock here passing it across, and great reach from Poulin.
Poulin continues her longest point streak of her PWHL career, extending it now to 5 games. That includes 3 goals, 3 assists. Abby Rock as well, extending her 4-game point streak to 5. When we talk about the top line humming, that's exactly why. Laura Stacy as well. So now we're going to see the Victoire try to ride this momentum. Well, the Frost, they respond quick. A wrister from Anderson. Rookie still looking for her first pro goal. She does have an assist already. We've got a home penalty kill for the Victoire. That's humming now, 12 for 12. After the 3 good kills in this game, and Maureen Murphy looking to slip up ahead of Morin. Slip by, but watch out, Coyne Schofield.
Got a 3-on-2.
Hustler with a great shot. Big save for Desbiens. The rebound goes well into the far corner.
This is a great pass across. Nice try. 3-on-2. Keep things simple. Bring the puck across. Take a shot on net.
Resolve. Turns it around. Now Knoll at the point. Plays it into the neutral zone.
Montreal's putting good pressure on Minnesota. They're struggling on making tape-to-tape passes and breaking out clearly.
Knoll drawing Gosling over the near side. Being even more Victoire players that way. LaBelle looking cross ice. She has Poulin there. It's the puck back. Giaquinto plays it around. Dubois, net front.
And we could see they put big bodies. Montreal, Kat Dubois is pretty big. She is located right in front of the net.
She absolutely is, and it's one of the reasons why Montreal was thrilled to have her back. After missing a couple games, she was at the Bell Center. She's back in the groove of things, number 28. Of course, great work by the Minnesota defense to clog up that slot, take away that option of Dubois. DiGirolamo has to fire from distance now from the point. Boullier's shot forced into the near side. Derek Gregg pressured by Batherson. Cooper trying to play it, and that pass went right to Zumwinkle. Back again we go as DiGirolamo takes it.
Minnesota's doing a good job of keeping Montreal on the outside. Unfortunately, Zumwinkle got the puck away, but
Shishova.
It's not dramatic. If they're just in the zone, keeping control, that's okay.
Linkova. Any fans on the pass. Mora can't get to the puck fast enough. Morin. To give the Frost forward some space to get to work. Budarak, Anderson, fourth line here. Flaherty getting mixed up there with her former teammate Budarak. Down goes Anderson, but out comes Laura Stacey. It's Laura Stacey against three Frost players. Tabin in to help.
Skamara got lucky on that one. She kind of nailed the Minnesota player.
Brock up to Tabin now as Laura Stacey.
Wow.
Her shot. Yeah, and from the same place, just a little more into the circle than Poulin. Get something going here. Izzy plays it back for Bookbinders. Bookbinder takes a big hit from Dubois. And out comes the Victoire, despite the hit, and Bookbinder shaken, heading to the bench. Dubois off the pad. Downey Landry. Brings it to the point for DiGirolamo. Lots of time in zone here. What can they make of it? Curl flips it ahead for Hustler. Allows some time. Coyne Schofield calling for it. Batherson lost the puck. Foot race on. Bollier trying to get ahead. Two defenders.
Up and down, really going from one end to the other. Not really putting pucks on net on that one, but there's some physical play that still happened. Bookbinder probably lost her breath against a big person. Kat Dubois is strong and solid.
Loose puck in the Montreal zone. 5:20 remaining in the third period. Out comes Caitlin Willoughby. She looks back for support. Greg is there. Looking to corral that puck. She goes down. Crowd wanting a tripping call on that, but they'll play on. 5 minutes now to go here in the third period.
I feel like the refs put their whistles away, kind of let the play go. Such a tie game.
Zumwinkle takes the hit from Linkova. D'Arcangelo to set something up, brings it into the slot, takes the shot. Murphy along the left side, shoots! Rooney with the save. The Victoire heavily out shooting the Frost. That doesn't mean much when you each have a goal. Morin from the point, kick save. Sends it back off the rebound. Steckline.
Rock and Murphy and Heisey.
In traffic once more.
Oh,
Again makes the read. Great game for the first home game of 2026 for the Victoire. 10,172 fans here to cheer on their team.
the fans are incredible in Montreal. And even the opponents, when I was playing, they said, it's fun to play in your rink. It's hard, but it's fun.
It's hard, but you know, it certainly fuels you. There's great crowds all over the PWHL. We've seen it as well on the takeover tour. I was in Hamilton yesterday, 16,000 plus. Everybody watches women's hockey. Morin to the far corner. Trying to allow some time for her team, but Montreal looking to make an exit and get back in on the attack. Downey Landry all alone. Bollier. Downey Landry once more, and Dubois can't hold the line.
Ooh, I thought that door went open. I got scared.
And that gate was just open a moment ago. Now Heisey. Batherson on the controlled breakout. In with Zumwinkle. Stick goes up high. The Victoire closing out that lane. Zumwinkle. Dangerous in the slot. Dubois and Bollier. Zumwinkle takes the puck back again, this time along the left flank. Curl. Quick passes out of reach for Bookbinder.
Zumwinkle had a great shift with Britta Curl and Tyler Heisey. They were able to create some offense.
Less than 2 minutes now in regulation. High D, and Coyne Schofield connect for the go-ahead.
Wow. How hard it is for a goaltender to stop a puck that goes from left to right. That's exactly what we saw. On the other hand, with the tying goal of Montreal, Kendall Coyne, who else for her? And you said, what, she had 50 points? Now that's 51 points with her 8th goal. And look at that patience by Tyler Heisey. A great pass. And unfortunately for Montreal, Katie Taven was not able to grab Kendall Coyne's stick.
There's a celebration, but there's the frustration from Poulin. Was able to get the equalizer, and now Minnesota regains that 1-goal lead, courtesy of their captain, who's now up to 10 points in 10 games played. She is having an outstanding start to her 3rd season in the PWHL. One of the reasons why this league is in play, and just like that, I mentioned, doesn't matter if you're out shooting. We've seen Minnesota be the team, opportunistic, find ways, lead the league in goals for a reason.
Now keep an eye, and Renee, and that was offside.
Offside, as Poulin thought she could, well, she was ahead of the Minnesota players. So off goes Anne-Renee Desbiens, but the timing couldn't be worse, although that one just wide. So it'll regroup back out of the Montreal zone, but minute 05 remaining, by the way. Heisey, of course, picking up the primary assist on Coyne Schofield's goal, up to 6 assists this season, and Lise Stecklein as well, her 3rd assist of the campaign.
And as you mentioned earlier, Taylor Heisey is not, she likes to have her team to win, and that shows exactly, you know, instead of taking that shot, she makes that great pass for Kendall to score.
Off the glass, and again an empty net. Now in the final minute, it's now or never here for Montreal. These tight games, they've done so much. They've put the shots, but can they find the back of the net? Linkova to the end boards. Poulin on the near side, Rock on the circle, drops it back for Taven. Now Gosling.
There's so many people in front of the net.
Poulin, they score! Abby Rock ties the game in the final minute. Montreal, 10,000 plus strong inside Glass Bow.
What a great character from this top line. 6 players on the ice, and I mentioned there's so many people in front of in the slot. What a great redirect by Abby Rock. A great pass from Poulin. And again, we had that deception. It feels like a roller coaster. You know, Poulin's happy, Poulin was sad, and now Poulin's happy again. Abby Rock.
Yeah, 4th goal of this season for Rock, who, can we just say she has absolutely found her home in Quebec? It's incredible. Playing in Montreal at the Bell Center, playing in Laval here at Place Bell, and guess what? They're headed to Quebec City next week. What will Abby Rock do there? But there's still time on the clock, and Coyne Schofield hungry for it.
5 seconds left. Oh, that might have been.
Cooper throws it to the far side with exactly a second left. There goes the final buzzer. We are headed to overtime.
Is that when we say we've got a game?
Montreal comes away with a very important face-off win. I mean, you won in overtime. We showed your epic first ever overtime game-winning goal in the PWHL, and it was Montreal that scored it. Shocked you would say shootout.
No, but that's different now that I'm watching. If I'm playing, of course I want it to end in the overtime. But for the fans, for the show, the shootouts is always nice.
Poulin to Rock. Well, they're going to look to close this out quick. Poulin.
Again, a great block shot from Lise Stecklein. This is one of the trend that they've been having.
Well, Poulin has 3 of the last 4 game winners against Minnesota for Montreal. And actually, you have to go all the way back to Taylor Heisey in 2024 for
Abby Rock and Poulin's shot. Lee Steckline makes that block shot. Rooney was ready though.
In terms of active players on the Minnesota roster still, Taylor Heisey has the last closer, a shootout winner for her team back in March of 2024. Maggie Flaherty, who's now with the Victoire, had one too. Stacey shoots, and what a save by Rooney, who gets driven into the post.
Her head kind of hit the
sat
post.
right on it.
We're gonna see Stacey Sweet. She comes in so quickly, moves the puck, and then boom. It's just a little hit, but sometimes doesn't take that much, you know?
Maddie Rooney putting on a show here.
What a game she's had so far. Coming back from her performance yesterday. Playing back-to-back games. It's not easy.
Tabin to Rock. Poulin back up to number 11. Drops it back. Brings it into the circle, the slot. Katie Knoll. Oh, a good stick from Poulin, although now we've got a 2-on-1 developing. Cooper to Knoll as she loses an edge.
That's unfortunate for Minnesota. They had a great block shot at 2-on-1. It's a great chance for Minnesota. And now we're gonna get a change on both sides.
And this is what 3-on-3 provides you. Lots of room on the ice. Heisey. She goes down. Now from the point, a good touch. A chance for the Victoire. Rock! What a rocket. Now Murphy turns and fires.
She wanted that goal. And we're giving a lot of confidence to Nicole Gosling now that Ambrose is not in the lineup.
Murphy has an overtime game winner to her credit. In the past, still looking for her first point of the season. First goal would sound nice as number 21 still has it. Crowd chanting, let's go Victoire. Gosling in the glove. This is also important to note, is you don't want to take a penalty right now.
No, that would be a bad move to do. And if there is a penalty taken, obviously there's a good advantage. But now we can see that whenever the goalie can see the puck, we can stop. But again, we want to be in Rooney's head, really, literally putting the stick behind her net.
It's just the second game to extra time for the Victoire. They came away with a shootout win against Toronto. Meanwhile, this is the third game to extra time for Minnesota this season. Won one and lost one.
And Kelly Panic here did a smart play, coming back in the neutral zone. She sees that she didn't have anything, doesn't want to rush anything, coming back.
Possession is so important. Curl to Panic, and Curl gets tangled up with Poulin, taken down. That gives space here for a 2-on-1. Stacey and Scamora. Stacey shoots off the post!
Wow, this is really up and down.
Final 2 minutes here of this 5-minute 3-on-3. Steckline. Panic setting up.
The Girolamo
here. Curl. A big block. And that draws a penalty. Mlinkova goes down. And so Poulin looking to end it here. Beckett shoots. Scores! Captain Clutch! For the Montreal Victoire in overtime.
She was able to bring her team to the finish line.